In this video, I'm going to walk you through the easiest, simplest, lowest risk business model that is the fastest way to getting rich and making money online. No, I do not have a $1,000 course or a community to sell you. I'm 26 years old. Yesterday, I made $88,000 using this exact business model. And you might not believe me, so let me show you. What you can see here is my live payment processor. I'm going to refresh the page so you can see this is not some Photoshop screenshot. It's my company, Imperium Acquisition. It's 8:30 in the UK, so today we've made £11,000 and yesterday we made £60,000, which means in the last roughly 24 hours, we have made $88,000. So now I'm going to explain how this business model works, how you can set it up from scratch, and how you can get to the point where you're making nearly 100 grand a day. Let's get into it. So the first question I always get is, what's the scam? It's got to be a pyramid scheme, it's got to be some scam, or you've got to be selling something terrible. Not the case. I actually have a legitimate business that I've been building for 8 years now. And I want to preface this with the fact that I'm just a normal guy. I wasn't born into a really wealthy family. I don't have some ridiculously high IQ. I'm not some genius. This is just something that I've built through nearly a decade of hard work. And you can do it as well if you learn the things I'm going to explain in this video. I'm going to walk you through the behind the scenes so you can actually see how this works. Now, the business model in question is called high ticket info. And what that basically means is it's an umbrella of consulting where we sell selective, rare information that isn't available on the internet to business owners, and business owners then apply that information to get results in their companies. And that might seem a little bit woo-wah, a little bit weird, so I'm going to explain how it works and let's get into it. So first of all, the company itself is called Imperium Acquisition, and I'll walk you through a little bit more about the company in a second. But before we get into any of this, like the models and the team chart and the conversion mechanisms, the first thing is the foundations. So really, for any business to function or be structured, there's four foundations. You have the niche, you have the model, you have the solution, and you have the offer. So in our case, the niche, or the market that we're in, that we go after, there's really kind of 3 or 4 niches. It's marketing agency owners, coaches, consultants, and course sellers. So anyone that sells a marketing service or information in the form of coaching, consulting, or course selling is the niche. Now, we started this business with just marketing agency owners, but we grew to a point where the niche couldn't support further growth, so we had to add more niches. If you're starting a new business, it's best just to start with one niche. I'm at 8 figures, multi-8 figures, right? The only reason that, well, multi-8 figures isn't getting to my 8 figures. The only reason that we have multiple niches is because we've outgrown one market. Now, second to that is the model. So we basically sell high-ticket information programs and also events as well, so in-person events. Then we have the solution, and we basically solve client acquisition. Apparently, I can't even spell acquisition, so there we go. Clearly, I'm not that good at it. But we basically sell solutions to the client acquisition problem. So marketing agency owners, coach consultants, and course sellers, the big problem they have is finding ways to acquire clients and book appointments so that they can make more money. And we sell that as a solution. And the offer we have in a nutshell is basically 20 clients guaranteed in 180 days. So it's all good and well having a solution and having a product and having a niche, but if you don't have a way to package that into a compelling sales argument, which is a statement of incentive and risk reversal and time frame, then you're not going to get very far. So those are the foundations, first things first. Now, second to this, we have throughput, and then we have the team chart. So once you've got your foundations in place, there's only really 2 more things that you need to actually start making millions of dollars and becoming successful. People think that this business thing, this internet business thing, is really complex and really complicated and difficult. It is difficult and it's hard to do, it's hard to build, I won't lie, but it is incredibly simple to gauge and understand. So beyond the foundations, we need throughput and we need a team, okay? A team obviously to execute on tasks and manage things, but throughput, this is basically an idea that denotes the flow of value through a system. So you've got to realize a business is a system, and every system has stages where it flows through. So if you think about it kind of like in the same way that you think about a school. So if you were running a school, right? So let's say you work with students who are from 4 years old to 11 years old, so an elementary or primary school. The throughput of the school would be taking in kids who are like, 3 or 4 years old, who know nothing about the world or math or English, and them leaving at 11 years old with some basic understanding of how these core disciplines work. And as they go through school, there's going to be different stages that they have to go through. In business or in systems thinking, we call these conversion stages, where the kids level up and they sort of get better and stuff like that. And so what we do in business is we take attention, which is value in its rawest form, so attention from the market, and we convert that into dollars. So the way that our throughput works is similar like this. So you have a barrel and a faucet, and the barrel represents your market or your niche, which is basically the aggregate of every single person in your market that you could potentially sell to that has the problem that you aim to solve. And then what we do is the barrel has a tap attached to it, and when you twist that tap, the water flows out. And what we use as a tap is ads, content, or outreach. So, when you see people doing personal brand YouTube videos, or when you see an advertisement, or when someone reaches out to you trying to sell something, what that person's doing is essentially trying to tap into the market and get your attention. And once we've got attention, I'm not going to walk you through this whole pipeline system because it's a little bit advanced for the sake of this video. But my point here is we've got all this whole pipe that we've built in the company. And it basically takes people from just basic raw attention all the way through to money in the bank and profit. And the throughput of a business, specifically this kind of business, is broken down into 3 different stages. So in the same way that if you went to elementary school, you might have like 5 or 6 different years to go through, in a business we have 3 different stages. And every stage of the way converts what was attention into the next step and the next step and the next step. So we go all the way from taking people who are complete strangers who have never been aware of you before into paying customers that pay you thousands of dollars and return over and over again to pay even more. And what this looks like is kind of like this. So really the 3 stages of throughput in this business are traffic, conversion, and delivery. So traffic is getting eyeballs, right? It's getting people in your niche to look at your business and your product and your offer and think, that's worth exploring, right? So that's traffic. Then we have conversion, which is where we take the traffic, we take the attention and the awareness of the person in the niche, and we convert it through a funnel and through a sales call. And I'll explain how that works in a second. And once we've taken the conversion and someone is now a customer of ours, then we have delivery, which is basically delivering on the promise and actually giving them what we basically set out to do. And a lot of businesses, they struggle because of one of these 3 reasons. Either they haven't got enough traffic, so they haven't got enough attention, they don't know how to convert traffic that they get, or they struggle to deliver. So there's lots of YouTubers on the planet that are very good at getting views on their YouTube videos and stuff, but they suck at conversion and getting that traffic to convert. Then again, there's lots of people on the planet who are very good at marketing and they've got incredible traffic and conversion, but they're terrible at delivering results. So if you want to be successful and get to that 7, multi-7, 8, multi-8 figure level like me, you've got to be able to have all 3 of these things in tow. So let's have a look at this. So where do I get my traffic from? Where do my customers actually start? Well, there's really 3 different areas. So first of all, we have advertisement. So I spend nearly $10,000 a day on ads. You might have seen some of them before if you've been on this YouTube channel before. I spend $6,000 a day on Google ads and $4,000 a day on Facebook ads. And you can see, for example, here, some of these ads, and you can go on Google and Facebook ad library and check these out. But you can see these ads here, and we run these round the clock, 24/7, 365 days a year to generate traffic to the business. Second to that, I have 2 YouTube channels. So I have this main YouTube channel that you're watching right now that allows us to get attention and traffic. And I have a secondary YouTube channel specific for higher level business content that higher level clients might want to watch. And then basically, we also have LinkedIn and LinkedIn and Facebook Messenger, where we have a team of appointment setters, people who reach out to people in the market on our behalf to set appointments and basically get attention from people for the product. Now, once we've generated traffic, and this is a lot of traffic. So you spend 10 grand a month, 10 grand a day, 10 grand a month would be even a lot. We spend nearly 300 grand a month, sorry, I'm speaking too quickly. 300 grand a month on ads, and then I make a couple of YouTube videos a week, and we do loads, hundreds if not thousands of messages. This allows us to get hundreds of thousands of eyeballs in our niche over and over and over again. Once we've got the traffic, it needs to be converted because it's not good enough just to get someone's attention. So what we do is we send it through to something called a funnel. Now, if you're unfamiliar with internet marketing, a funnel is a website that acts as a mechanism to convert raw potential attention into someone who actually is a lead. So a funnel basically creates leads and it creates appointments. And so the way this works is if you saw one of our ads, you would be sent through to this page, it's called a landing page, this page here on the internet. And if you would be in the market, so you'd resonate with the message at the top, and you would then enter your name, your email, and your phone number. That is conversion. So you don't know who I am, but then you click on a link from an ad, and then bang, I now have your details, right? And now you're a lead to me. And what happens after that is after you give me your details, you're taken through to a video. This is called a VSL, or a video sales letter. It's a 10-minute video of me pitching my heart out and trying to convince you or the person watching the video to schedule an appointment and actually become a customer, right? So that's the stage of conversion that we go through. Once someone's watched the video, they are then encouraged to book an appointment. So my business model works on sales calls, which means that if you want to buy something from me, you have to schedule a sales call and you have to talk to a member of our sales team. And so the way this works is we use a software called Calendly, which embeds into the funnel. So someone can click on this after they've watched the video on the marketing page, and they schedule a call for a time that suits them best. This call then gets logged into our company Google Calendar. And it looks like this. So we book, like 1,500 to 2,000 appointments a month sometimes. So we've got 10 different calendars and all the people managing them and stuff. And the calls get slotted into the calendar like this on the hour. And then what happens is I've got anywhere between 8 to 12 full-time sales reps at any given time, and they will hop on calls. So you can see we've got Vince here, we've got Mason here, we've got Miles here, 3 of my sales reps. Beloved sales reps, and these guys will basically hop on and talk to the person about their situation and their problem and what they're struggling with in their business, and then they will make an attempt to close them or sell them if the sales rep believes the person's a fit. And so this is how we go all the way from someone being a complete stranger to being a lead to being an appointment to then being a customer. These sales calls last for about an hour, and on these sales calls, my sales reps are highly trained and can convert upwards of $10,000 to $40,000 to $50,000 deals on one call and get these things. And then they have follow-up pipelines. We've got all sorts of sales systems and stuff in place as well. Now, once someone does a sales call, they can register for one of our products on the sales call. And then once that happens, they are now a customer, which means we are now obligated to deliver, because the way you get customers is by making promises, right? And delivery, the point of delivery is to keep those promises to make sure that people are actually getting the results that you promised. Now, I have 2 products at the moment. I have a mastermind where we sell events, and we basically have in-person meetups with high-ticket clients, and we have Easy Grow, which is our main flagship program. So the mastermind delivery basically revolves around us hosting 4 events a year in person for our clients. All of the clients are at that sort of 7-figure level, so everybody in the room is already successful. And we have a community where clients can hang out and ask questions to me and my business partner directly. We have coaching calls specifically for mastermind clients, and then we obviously have the events and pictures you can see here. And that's basically one of the results, that's one of the delivery mechanisms that we have in the company. And people will pay big bucks to be in these rooms and learn things and basically be around people who are like them. The second product we have is called Easy Grow, which is our high-ticket flagship info product. And what this basically is it's a program that contains a series of videos, and a lot of videos. I think there's like 400 or something. And all these videos, they basically explain how to do different things in business. So if you're a marketing agency and a coach, consultant, or course seller, you're going to need help with mindset. You're going to need help with inbound appointment booking, outbound appointment booking, ads, sales systems, how to build courses, the full shebang. So this is like a business in a box, basically. And so we have all these courses here, and the videos inside the courses can be upwards of 3 hours long. They're thoroughly detailed, professionally made videos with PDFs and documents and proper sound equipment and stuff, because people are buying information from us, right? And we deliver that information either in event form for high-ticket clients, or for still high-ticket clients but less money, we do it in videos. And then we have a community where people can post and get any help. And then we also have 20 coaching calls a week. So we have external coaches for all different types of expertise and different topics. And what those coaches will do is they will host coaching calls via Zoom remotely for all of our clients inside of Easy Grow. And Easy Grow clients have access to 20 of those a week. And so this is what people are paying upwards of $10,000 to $15,000 for. And this is what people are paying upwards of $30,000 to $50,000 for, right? And so we don't sell low ticket courses. There's no like low ticket community or $1,000 course. It's all very high ticket, which means that to work with us, it's at least a 5 or multi-5 figure investment. Once we've done this, the point of the program or the mastermind is to get results, right? And so over on our website, we have a results page here, and we take a lot of pride in our results, because this thing here is kind of, we call it the never-ending scroll of happiness, where basically over the course of the last really 4 or 5 years in business, we've served more than 3,500 clients. And on this results page, we've got more than 3,000 examples of case studies, testimonials, like client wins, etc. And what this allows us to do, these results, is it becomes a flywheel or a positive feedback loop. And what this is when you get your customers good results and you actually can deliver on the promises that you make, not just make the promises, but actually deliver, what you can start doing is taking the results you got and using those results to get more customers, so you can then move on to get more results and get more customers, etc., etc. And we've got hundreds, if not thousands of examples of people getting to 10K a month, 20K a month, 100K a month, 500K a month sometimes, using the systems and the programs that we have in there, right? Now, in order for this to all operate and run effectively, you need a team. And so what I've got here on the screen is my organization chart. And this is basically everybody in the company. Now I've got, I think, about 25 or 30 people in the company that directly work for me to help run this operation and run this machine and make those sort of big numbers per day that we're talking. Now the company is sales heavy. And what that means is the majority of our workforce and the majority of our personnel team makeup is client acquisition based. In fact, probably 80% of our team is about sales and appointments. And so the reason this is because we sell very straightforward products, i.e. just delivering events or delivering courses, there is no team or requirement for the delivery, with the one exception of the external coaches, but I don't count them as team members because we pay them as contractors, right? So the way this works is we have myself and my business partner. My business partner is called Bo. So we sit in the middle. We have an accountant, we have an operations manager. That operations manager will have an operations assistant with 2 virtual assistants. And these people over here, their job is to just make sure the company runs, support tickets are being handled, clients are being taken care of, invoices are being paid on time, company accounts are being kept up to date. They just oversee the entire thing to make sure that we don't sink. Then we have a media buyer and a copywriter for our advertising and for our emails and everything like that we do. Then we have our coaches and this person over here. Second to that, we have our accountant. So we have a whole accounting team that manages all of our taxes and our structures and stuff like that inside of the business. And then we have a social editor and a thumbnailer. So this is the person that edits our videos and basically manages all of the YouTube content I make and our social media content, my Instagram, etc., and a thumbnailer to make the YouTube thumbnails that you can see, as you can see on my channel. Then we have a product manager and an R&D assistant. So our product manager, his entire job is making sure that EasyGrow, our product, and the courses inside of this product are constantly up to date and fresh and new, because the problem with selling information is information in this game moves very quickly and it becomes obsolete and archived and outdated very fast. So this product manager is in charge of making sure that doesn't happen, and we're always releasing new stuff for our clients and keeping ahead of the curve. Then we have a rather large setting team, as you can see. So our setters, these are people that work in the company and their entire job is to go and find prospects on social media platforms or on the phone and create business and basically create, opportunities for our sales reps to sell. We have a setter manager full-time to manage this whole setting team, and they're all incentivized accordingly. There's even a setter manager assistant in here to manage this team as well. Second to that, we then have our sales teams. This could be up to only 10 people at any given time. It kind of fluctuates around that number. Then we have, all of our salespeople, and their entire job is all day, every day to sit on these sales calls and make 10, multi-six figures a year, just closing deals. Their entire job is to close deals and basically close deals. If you're a high ticket sales rep and you're really good at it, then if you go over to our website, you can apply for a vacancy because we're always looking for good sales reps. Just a little plug. Then we have a sales manager who's full-time and manages these sales reps. We have an assistant sales manager who assists the sales manager, and we have 2 triages to make sure that all the prospects we're talking to are actually of good quality. So that's basically how my company runs. It makes me, I've become a multi-millionaire many times over doing this. I love it. It's fun, and that's how it works. See you later.